So now the Democrat nominee, Joe Biden, is edging ahead with 264 electoral college votes. He's just 6 electoral votes shy of taking over the Oval Office. As history has taught us, though, it is still too close to call. The incumbent, that's Donald Trump, maintains there is some sort of vote rigging and is ready to head to the courts should the results not be in his favour. So let's go to the US now, where we find our US correspondent, Jagruti Dave, in Washington, D.C. So it's all a bit of a messy ending, isn't it, Jagruti? Talk us through the results, where it stands at the moment, and the legal challenges.
Yes, so what we have at the moment is that Joe Biden is projected to take some crucial battleground states, parts of the blue wall that President Trump took in 2016. So we've got the states of Michigan and Wisconsin. They each have, several electoral votes in those states, which are pushing Joe Biden towards that magic number 270. What we're awaiting are states like Arizona, Nevada and Georgia, and some of those results are going to come in. We've already had some votes from Arizona, this one area called Maricopa County. It's home to around 60% of Arizona's voters, 31% of them Latino voters, and in the most recent around 76,000 votes that were released, it seems that 59% of those have gone towards Donald Trump. So the race between Joe Biden, who is in the lead in Arizona currently, according to projections, it is tightening. So there is some sort of signs of optimism in Arizona for the Trump campaign. We are looking at Nevada and Georgia, which is, the Biden campaign can still feel good about those two. Again, very close races. None of these can be called at any time soon, because they are so tight. But we are expecting some more results to come through over the next few hours to give us a clearer idea of perhaps where the lay of the land lies.
And Donald Trump behaving a bit like a petulant child, possibly a little bit more dangerous, though. Tell us about the 3 legal challenges out there.
Yes, so he has launched legal challenges in 3 states, in Michigan, in Pennsylvania, and in Georgia, and he has also called for the for a recount in Wisconsin. Now, one of the issues is that he wants in Pennsylvania and Michigan is that he wants to hold pause counting, and in Wisconsin, as I say, because the result was the margin was so slim. In his view, his campaign manager says that there is a legitimate case for them to recount the vote. Now, there are obviously rules around recounting, and one of those is that all the results have to be in first before a candidate can request a recount. The candidate has to pay for that to happen, and it has to be within the difference. The margin has between the two candidates has to be below 1% for that recount to be requested. So all of these conditions have to be met before a recount can actually happen in Wisconsin. So lots of challenges from the Trump campaign on many of these results that are coming in.
And that counting of the postal votes, I mean, that's a pretty arduous process, so that could take some time too. How are people feeling there? I mean, I've had messages from friends in the States, and everybody's incredibly stressed.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I think stress is an understatement. I've been getting messages from family and friends back in the UK who have been, equally stressed on the other side of the Atlantic. It's, everyone is anxious to know what the result is, wherever their political affiliations lie. It must be incredibly stressful for both campaigns right now as they're churning through the possible projections of, what happens if we get Georgia, what happens if the opposition gets Nevada, what happens if we get Pennsylvania, what happens if it is a really closely fought contest in one particular state and it's disputed, and what happens if it goes to the Supreme Court, which is something that the president has said that he might do. So it's incredibly charged environment here in the United States. In the lead up before Election Day, in Washington D.C. and in New York and in other cities across the country, you had businesses that were boarding up because they were worried about unrest. That didn't really manifest on Election Day itself, things seem to go reasonably okay, but there have been protests post-election in many cities, actually, from both sides. There have also been, a resumption of some of the anti-racism protests in Portland. So you can see that all of this is taking place. The divisions of the campaign have continued past Election Day, and it looks like they're going to continue for a little while longer.
All right, let's leave it there. Thanks for that. We'll be talking to you throughout our day, your night.